100 Thieves have had a few results go missing themselves, but they've always been very close. And again, they were against teams like EG and MIBR, Fnatic, things like that. And well, a little bit of time ago. But this is a map that they're fairly confident on, and I'm confident in them taking the victory.
Well, we'll find out. They're going to be starting things off on the T side. We saw JKS on CT side before really pop off, and Jacob the one to really step up when it came down to it, when they swapped sides. Looks like they're going to go for a relatively quick play towards B, at least get Jacob pushed up aggressively here. And there's a massive stack towards the site. 4 players. Ryan's got flashbangs. He also has the kid as well, and they're going to flash in, trying to hope for that first frag for Moose, but unfortunately, he won't be able to get anything off of that. In the meantime, though, 100 Thieves do have players creeping up towards the A side, and this could be a nice little stroke of genius, maybe a bit of stroke of luck, because it's just Mihu to maintain this position. You can't even watch them coming out of apartments.
Yeah, it looks like Envy have just gone all in, high risk, high reward, and well, Mihu, he has to do something here. He does get the opener. The rest of the team likely to just pop straight through out of the apartments, and they are going to have a plant. Probably a little bit confused as to there being absolutely no one here. The thing is, this is going to be a very tough retake. One flashbang to get into the site. Azza actually waiting on the flank as well with the P250. He might be able to kill off Moose and basically just make this all an Arch wraparound. Comes down a lot onto timing already. Nifty makes the push forward. The flashbang doesn't really leave anybody blind. He doesn't check the angle properly. Luckily, Faction has missed every single shot, and it seems like that's the case for pretty much every member of 100 Thieves. Some real opportunities there for them to take a round. Somehow, Envy win it flawlessly.
What? Are you as confused as I am off of that?
Yeah, I don't really know how. Like, the retake in a 5v4, definitely possible, especially with the kit, flashbang as well, but to not get a single kill, just that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, I like the way Nifty kind of pushed in. You could see he was basically holding that same position, Evil, while blind completely, but hey, it works out for him. They get the round off the one flashbang and the big stack towards the B site. Mihu, again, getting that kill and fading away was phenomenal, and we're seeing Nifty. Well, I kind of don't want to keep the camera on him, to be honest, as he has the MP5. But what a way to start things off. I didn't really think that retake could have worked for him, but again, we're seeing 100 Thieves invest into this. The AK on Jacob and Azzer. And I think the last time they did this, they actually won the round.
I think the first time they did it was really, really close. Like 4 kills for Liaz.
Right, yeah,
and then
yeah.
I think they lost it because the bomb was dropped in middle. So hopefully, as long as the bomb's not left behind, there's a good opportunity. And again, it seems like the initial call, the gut call they made was correct. Unfortunately, their rotation back might be walking into the more stacked of the two sides. The only thing is the hesitation from Nifty. He's going to start his rotation back. Both teams seemingly taking some risks, but both AKs currently looking to go in towards Arch. Now, this is looking like a split. A chance to wrap around in towards that B site. Unless they can pull a full rotation off with the AKs, I'm a bit bemused as what the plan is to try and clear Calyx from the site. Unless he just rotates off, but nobody's really got moving just yet, and now they are looking to move into position. Unfortunately, there's not only an incendiary in their way, but potentially a smoke as well for Mihu, depending on the timing. As they do go into the site, it's going to be a quick peek through. Calyx gets the first. Nifty even gets one as a fadeaway shot. And this has all gone wrong for 100 Thieves. They need a miracle, and the bomb being dropped is definitely not the miracle they were hoping for. Everything's gone wrong. JKS, well, he's got to try and save this AK, and I don't know if that's going to be a possibility.
Well, and they do rescue both the AKs as well. Nifty and Mihu able to come out the better of those. I mean, Calyx first shot with the Nifty connecting through the smoke just set them up for the potential of stopping the bomb of actually going down. And even Mihu gets one through the smoke. That was over towards Coffin's side. Poor 100 Thieves, they just couldn't see a single player to kill, and being shot through the smoke so consistently by the enemy side just shut down that push. And now we see Envy. Well, they have a pretty stacked buyout here. 100 Thieves. Yeah, just some pistols. And still, these Deagles can do work, as we've seen before. But Nevy's off to the start they needed, especially after, I'd say, maybe a disappointing loss when it came to Mirage because of how scrappy a lot of these rounds turned out to be. Hardly any of them really clean. I think they had a very promising chance on Mirage, especially if they're able to control JKS a little bit better when they're on the CT side. Or when 100 Thieves were on the CT side, I mean.
I think the other issue was just a couple of rounds that slipped away to pistols. I think you remove those, and yeah, they maybe even take the map. So some things to work on for sure, going back over this, but you never know if they can take Inferno. It's a map that they will have been looking at, obviously one that they don't ban, but haven't had the best results on. I'm sure that the guys at MV have been working on this quite significantly, but this round at least needs to be nice and clean. Moose, wow, that's perfect. Drops the bomb once again. Liaz hoping for a few fadeaway shots, and JKS does leave a parting gift for Ryan, but even still, 3 players survive. Rifles will be kept forward, and it will now be a full buy for both teams.
I think if Envy can win this round pretty clean, it would be nice to see them have that start where they're able to build up a bit of an economy and not be forced to just force up or save every other round, it seemed like, when it came down to Mirage. On the other side for 100 Thieves, they went for the full investment. Nifty on the AWP will be over towards the banana side. He's not going to be gifted a shot off the bat, so we'll see how this op comes into play, as still the 100 Thieves are looking to, I guess, retake banana here and deny this angle.
Nifty being left alone. Has to try and take this aggressive peek. Actually gets dinked. I thought it would do a lot more damage than that, but through the corner of the wall, only 18. Not quite as exciting.
Right? That dink, you think, oh man! And you look at his health. Oh.
Never mind. He's going to get flashed off again. They are starting to gain some real control on Banana, and in fact, that's going to pull a third rotation. Calyx looking to try and join the remaining members of Envy on this side. They will still have the 2 pit setup, which can be quite difficult to clear, but especially when there's only a singular Molotov, JKS will be able to maybe force out Ryan, but Moose won't necessarily be expected. The thing is now, with the retake of Banana, there's actually going to be a rotation back, and we're back to square one, basically, Jason. This AWP for Nifty, and if he misses his shot, then they'll rotate again. It's just going to be a rinse and repeat.
Let's get a little bit of Benny Hill music going on. There's the first shot hit. Rotation's not coming in. 100 Thieves taking their time with 20 seconds left. They're going to have to push in. They're going to have to make it count, but Nifty, he's making these shots count as he gets the first 2. And the third on Jacob, as he's already sprayed down low in HP, and now he gets caught crossing back over. But with 10 seconds remaining, the 2-on-4, the bomb, well, it will get planted, but it's Grass Faction alone. We saw the 1v4 to win the map, just on Mirage. But the 1v4 to win the round. And now he's locked into a tight area. Nowhere to go from here. Luckily for him, they haven't pushed in just yet, but he's going to maintain his spot. Gets the first, but they all peek him. And Envy, now going to go up to their 4th round in a row.
Yeah, luckily for 100 Thieves, they get a bomb plant. And their loss bonus is at a point where a bomb plant means a buy. So as long as they're still getting the bomb down, it's not really that much of an issue. They can get the AKs, they can get a reasonable amount of utility. Gratisfaction could get a glass cannon AWP if he really wanted to, but I'm not sure that's going to be the choice made. However, Envy off to a very good start, and you have to say that with some of the losses they had to, as I said, MIBR, Furia, they were only putting up about 5 or 6 rounds. So the fact that they're already looking better here, sure, it's off the back of a pistol and a single buy round win, but even still, some confidence built. See if they can find a crack in 100 Thieves armor.
Well, again, leaving Nifty alone at the B site. This is a lot of pressure to put onto this one player, especially when it's an AWPer. I mean, he's holding that forward position here. If they swing wide, I don't know how he escapes this unless he hits a double. Flashbang in, completely blind. He will get around the corner. Calyx is going to be here, but he gets smoked off, and Jacob gets him through the smoke and I think a flash in there. And now Nifty, well, he gets one, but what more can he really accomplish off this? Except Mihu's now here, and they quickly be traded out on consistently from both these two teams. It's honestly almost impossible to cast. And now Ryan, when the dust does settle, is the last alive against 3, and he's just going to save.
Yeah, a lot of reliance, as you mentioned. Like, and so much pressure onto Nifty. The thing is, most of the time, an AWPer will play that in a way where he can drop a smoke and at least counter, whereas Nifty's is so reliant on him hitting the shot. Luckily, he is good enough that most of the time it works out, but you can see the other side of the coin. When it goes wrong, well, it goes very badly wrong. And for the risks that had to be taken by the remaining players just to even have a chance in the round, it might not necessarily be worth it. Of course, you sort of talk about, like, it's a lot of pressure to put on a player. Well, he is the in-game leader, so I guess he's putting that pressure on himself.
I'm not sure if you're a big sports fan, if you've been watching The Last Dance, about the story about Michael Jordan.
No.
Well, basically the same thing. When it comes down to the final shot of the game to win it for him, puts it on himself. He gets asked who would he give the ball to, or who would he want to take the last shot, and he said himself. Same maybe with Nifty's, like, who do you want to put in this really difficult position? Well, myself. And hey, you can't really knock it too much because they're up 4-1. That round went a little bit crazy with how teammates kept pushing through the smokes. But they still have the buy up, so let's see if they can bring it back yet again. And a little bit of a push in. Moose taking a little bit of time to get that first kill, but JKS will trade at least. So down to the 4-on-4, and it seems like 100 Thieves getting a little bit frustrated with the B side. They're just going to give some more pressure towards the A side, and JKS completely flashed up, gets the kill into Ryan. Right before getting dinked down to 9 health, but man advantage back to the T side.
Completely blind. It's been a complete change in setup as well. From the CTs, they gambled a couple of players over towards B instead to try and take banana control. And Nifty this round was playing on A. Calyx has made the rotation. Of course, they don't really have any utility at this point. They're going to rely, and there you go. The double does come up, and a third even for Nifty. He switched his position, and he's caught them with their pants down once again. It's going to have to be Gratisfaction in the clutch. A risky peek to take from Nifty. His position now known. Mihu has spotted the man getting nice and close and tagging him even lower. With only 30 seconds remaining, this is a tough position. He will be able to get the bomb plant. The question is, can he do anything else? He spotted Mihu at the back of library, so is now skeptical as to his final resting place, his position as they look to try and peek him together. He does a lot of damage, but unfortunately, he's too low to actually get that kill. It will be a 5th on the board, and, well, I can kind of see why Nifty would have faith in himself at this point. As a tasty little 3K to win them that round.
Yeah, that double kill. I mean, even just, I guess, the kill to JKS inside of apartments in such close quarters with the op. If he falls there, then JKS has that full control. And if he falls at any point in that fight, I guess that would have been the round over. But there you go, 5-1. 100 Thieves can take a timeout now to discuss some things. They have the money to invest yet again. But yeah, if you can hit shots like that, why wouldn't you put yourself in those high pressure situations? Now my question is, are they going to put him back towards B? Or are they going to keep him at the A site? It seems like 100 Thieves want to avoid him.
Well, it seems like they're quite happy to be flexible around his position. So maybe just based off spawn. It looks like he's about to take the fight into middle this round. Of course, I'll be interested to see how much money the T's actually have going forward. They've got to buy for this one. It's not too bad a position, but they need to win this, really. They need to try and set back the CT side economy as soon as possible. And okay, he might not have an AWP to fight back versus Nifty, but expected the peekaboo is going to get rid of the North American AWPer. And while considering a couple of rounds have actually been won by him alone, and now we'll have to take someone else stepping up to the plate.
Well, who's it going to be? Ryan's got the op in hand. Thieves are running into technically the stack here as it's 3 players. And Jacob again. Do smokes mean nothing to him? Gets the kill on the Moose, and just like that, it's a 5-on-3. Ryan looking to make the info plays. Looks to wrap around short, and well, potential to have someone looking his direction is going to be extremely high, except those 3 have wrapped in towards long. I wonder if they're going to go towards B. No, they're just going to hit back in towards A because they have a man inside in apartments, and well, Ryan does lead the pressure from short. And this play of a 5-on-3 might be held onto out of the CT side. Mihu just cannot be stopped. And somehow only losing 1 player on that take. Envy do hold strong and win the 3v5. Wow.
Yeah, they got the gamble correct, that's for sure, but it's starting to get scary for 100 Thieves. So we sort of looked at this as a map that was firmly in their favor after the first one was more so in the favor of Envy. The third map really is an open battlefield. Like, we've even seen that map go the distance versus Furia, who are looking good to try and take the top of the group, maybe even win the whole of the NA side for this. But here we go. Quick push through from Jacob. His teammates have waited behind the flames, and because of that, no trade is available. Been a slow start to a fair few members of this 100 Thieves squad. Jacob was fantastic in the last map. We mentioned him on the T side being one of the main reasons that they were able to break through. Currently, only 2 kills.
Looks like they might bust out of apartments here. Ryan's going to be in pit. Potentially could be overrun. He's got the first kill, but not able to turn around in time. And at least be a 1-for-1, except Moose in the meantime has been able to get a big kill in towards Boiler. No more pressure from short. Liaz with the M4 will have the bomb right in front of him to pick up. He does have time to plant. Look at the smoke still watching over towards long. So at least the extra money going the way of 100 Thieves. But if he could pull off this clutch, it would be an ace. It would be a big round for 100 Thieves to bounce back into this. The money not really there for Envy. Flashbang catches him perfectly out of Nifty, and Moose is going to finish him off. And Envy now are going to be the ones up 7-1.
Yeah, hopefully we're going to start seeing some rounds coming back for 100 Thieves, or we might be looking at a very quick second map. They've got the finances to do it. And the one thing that is keeping them in this match is, even though we're seeing a lot of rounds go the way of Envy, excluding the first 2 rounds of this map, so obviously the pistol in the second, they haven't had a clean round. It's been 3 or less players surviving every single round. So the money's not particularly good. It will only take 1 to leave them in a bit of a dicey situation. And, well, if a second comes up in a row, they would have absolutely no cash left, and 100 Thieves are right back in this match. So it's definitely not done by any stretch of the imagination, but in all of these clutch situations, we've seen a lot of players on 100 Thieves go deadly quiet. Well, we can see the confidence coming out from Envy here. Very aggressive peak. Again, it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but it seems like they're absolutely fine with that. And look at this gamble rotation. They're going to leave Nifty alone just to try and hold on to the B side once again. A lot of faith in this man. And now they have 3 players ready for the offense of 100 Thieves.
Yep. Well, these 3 defenders have been able to hold onto the A site more times than not. Though with Mihu down, they've lost a big player, but Calix is looking to step up, and he almost gets the second shot on a Gratisfaction. Well, he's Nifty alone, and well, we talked about money before, Tom. He's just going to have to save this up, and 100 Thieves will get a second round on the board, but it's been a struggle for them. I wonder if the other people are going to start to show up in the game. You already pointed out Jake, I'm only on 2 kills. Got Azure on 2. On the other side, you got 3 players currently on sitting at 9. So really good job by them to have, like, some honestly stupendous defenses.
Well, yeah, I think we've had to see some big plays come out of some of the MV players. Like, you think of the rounds that they've managed to steal away. Like, a lot of it came off, like, Nifty solo holding the B site. We've had Mihu manage to, like, sneak his way through smokes and get aggressive onto Arch side. A couple of double spray downs, even the Clat on the A site as well. But as mentioned, this is where things get a bit dicey. They've dropped a gun. Will land in the hands of Mihu. everybody else is going to have to drop down a little bit. Of course, Nifty did manage to save his AWP, so that's something. And we know that both of these players have had hero rounds, so I have to see if they can bring it up once again. Of course, they've invested more heavily into the utility. Inferno is a map where it is somewhat necessary to have all those extra grenades. That one, for example, is going to dunk straight, but so does the one in return. In fact, Granny's faction left on just 13 HP at the start of this round. This is a must-win round for 100 Thieves. They need to reset this MV economy. Otherwise, we could be seeing them completely running away with it.
Well, Liaz is still going to be pushed out B, though. They've actually rotated 4 players. Well, 3.5. You technically have Ryan towards CT spawn. The A site is left completely open, and obviously 100 Thieves won't have the information on this, but a big commitment out of Envy. I mean, worst case, you lose someone towards the A site, which would be Nifty. They plant the bomb, you save the guns anyways. But again, Nifty put himself in that Michael Jordan position. Take the last shot for the team. And actually, look at this. They're rotating back towards the B site. So this big stack might work out now for Team Envy.
You'd have to hope it does. Like they've put themselves in the perfect position. The only thing that really can bite them now is if they do get caught off. Calyx actually still has a smoke. I wonder if he's going to try and utilize it, or if they are just going to wait to try and slaughter these remaining players. Mihu boosted up as well. Gratisfaction already low. Now Ryan gets caught, and another kill comes in. They're making it work, even though they've walked into the stack, and Jacob finally comes alive. 2 kills for him. No chance to deny that bomb, and Nifty, well, this time, he is just going to have to go for the fadeaway. Actually, still trying to challenge versus Liaz. I want to see that AWP kept into the next round. The thing is, 100 Thieves more than happy to try and hunt this down. They realize how important this extra kill will be.
There it is. So now this is where the slope gets extra slippery. I feel like, Tom, as you kind of, pointed out before, the money's not there. We could see 100 Thieves pop up to 4. The confidence can start to build within the team. I mean, Jacob in that round, doubling his kill score, I believe, from 2 to 4. Azure, unfortunately, sitting at 2 at the moment, but this is where the confidence is starting to come back within the roster. And right now, Envy, no money to spend, even next round, not going to be the most ideal. But they're going for a big push down middle, and this might be a slaughter. Liaz, I actually thought it was going to be a slaughter for 100 Thieves, but Liaz gets the double dunk, him and JKS together, and they completely dismantle the aggression straight down middle. Moose, though, has pushed up alt mid. He gets a dink onto Liaz. And it looks like 100 Thieves might only just lose the 1 player. So a relatively clean round for them.
Calyx has a deagle. We'll wait and see. Let's put a pause on that one, because and I never really doubt this man when he has a deagle in his hand. Like he definitely can pull off miracles. I don't think they'll win the round. Don't get me wrong, but maybe he'll be able to pick up another one. Not this time. As a
you just blue balled me there, Tom. Well, again, Liaz, impact player, 2 rounds in a row, 3 kills this round. Obviously, we saw with their nades going big. The buy coming back in for Envy, but again, there's a scary lack of incendiary grenades. They have 5 smokes, yes, but Inferno is all about a map of dragging the rounds out as long as you possibly can.
Well, there's also, firstly, no AWP. So, like, that's been one of the big factors of the risks they've been taking. And they don't have a kit either. So, yeah, as you mentioned, no incendiaries, there's no kit, and there's no AWP. So, a lot of the risks that they've been taking to sort of bail them out of a lot of these rounds, I don't know if they can do it in this round. So, you can't really have those positions where you just throw all your players into one site because you'll be able to retake, because you don't have what is necessary to actually retake. By the looks of it, though, it's not going to be a possibility, as this is a fast play. It's a do or die for the CT side. Moose actually captured JKS while jumping, but even still, it's going to be left more so onto Ryan. Mihu is going to make it in time to at least hold off from Archside, and Nifty will combine alongside him, leaving Liaz and JKS to try and fight this back. But by the looks of it, they want to try and scurry away and head into A, where Calyx will be waiting.
Oh, there's the first. Again, the smoke. Gonna be a little bit too tough to shoot through, but it does put JKS in the 1-on-2.
He wins these.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he only has 2 kills. If he had 1, then I'd be like, not sure. I try to peek over the smoke to look for the first one. He spots out Nifty. The spray comes through, but maybe we jinxed him. The bomb will be defused, and Envy will get the first half lead.
You gotta believe in people, you know? If every time we believed in someone, it cursed them, then that would be a real issue. I mean, luckily, I never believe in myself, so obviously that means I'm bound to succeed. But, 8-4. T-side, luckily, over the few rounds they've had, have built up a ludicrous amount of cash. Something that the CTs never really were able to do. Even now, you could see me who's going to have to invest into an SMG. Whereas on the other side, Liaz, well, he's yet to buy, but he still has $10,000. Of course, I think they realize as well that 4 rounds T-side, it's not a death sentence, but it's very, very close. You're on death's row at that point. Whereas you get to 6, 7 rounds, and, wow, it's not too bad at all.
Well, now chat's roasting us about the Hugh wins these. So that's fun. But still, I mean, Envy, this is a phenomenal start. Try to get themselves into Nuke, into that 3rd map, to place 5th overall within the actual group, which honestly wouldn't be too bad considering some of the opponents they've been up against. Some of the matches that they've had. That was a really deep nade on a Gratis faction. Wow. That really forward smoke allowed that nade to come through and takes him down to 55 HP.
Go for this risk again. With the deep smoke, they can set up Nifty to play a little bit more aggressive around Banana. T's, however, are being quite patient. So they've gained Apartment's control, where Ryan will be waiting. Even looking to try and face into mid, but the bomb hasn't moved. It's almost like they're trying to bait them into this initial setup where they know that Nifty has been there. They've got the flashbangs. You can throw one just over the top, which could potentially leave him blind, but this time he is set up with utility. He's got a smoke and incendiary, and he is going to spot someone just as he looks to fade away. I imagine they'll try and face through this, and he's actually just looking to try and spray through the smoke in return. No rotation just yet, and that could be round over. That kill alone, as they should know by now that there's been so many players actually on this side, but they're going to go back. I'm surprised by this. They're taking a big risk, looking to try and face into the A site. 1 player's moved away. The 2nd is edging. In fact, the 3rd falling as well. It's left onto Ryan to try and catch them on the rotation. The question is, have they overplayed their hand? They would have had a B site for free. Instead, they open up in A. Mihu will be here in response, and it's all come down to time. Only 8 seconds left. They need to start planting this bomb, and they're going to get it down in the nick of it.
No, they won't even plant the bomb. They'll just get all the kills. I mean, that still works, right? Oh, man, that flashbang. Like, Mihu, I feel like should have had so many kills with the ump there, but JKS, like the crucial ones, to take him down to actually allow them into sight, then to take down the next player. I think that was Calix, who was behind the box in sight. Again, JKS comes up big when they need it. He's now up to 9 kills, and 100 Thieves up to their 5th round, looking for a 6 here potentially. And they might have it, considering Envy have no weapons to use, just the 1 flashbang. But again, some big rounds from some big players. I guess 100 Thieves didn't want to take the easy way to their 5th round.
Well, the funny thing is, if that last player had just been hidden, they win. Because the guy planting the bomb would have died to the incendiary, and that would have been it. So, of course, couldn't have known that, but it really shows how close some of the margins have been. We've spoken about this match already with the brawl. Jacob again will get the opener. This one is all about damage, but the T side already with enough finances to buy into the next round. So all you can really hope for, if you're Embry or an MD fan, is that they manage to steal a gun away. That would be ideal. I guess a kill or 2 could also help them out in terms of getting some extra utility. And there you go. That's a gun. It's just going to be a run for the hills for Mihu, who wants to try and keep this AK into the next round. Calyx also has enough cash that he could drop an AWP over to Nifty. And I think we've seen the difference when he's had his AWP and when he hasn't defending the B site. It almost seems like night and day.
Well, I mean, that whole defense is basically either he holds it solo or they keep 2 or 3 players there. Like, that's what it feels like it's been with the AWP. The difference it's made. But now we go into the last round of the half, and 100 Thieves, they were down 7-1 at one point. Now I might be able to get their 7th round on the board before halftime. And again, you know, Jake, I'm up to 8. When we first pointed him out, he was at 2. I think Liaz, JKS, even Grass Faction have had some really impactful kills that have helped get them these rounds. But we have the op back for Nifty, as you pointed out. And he's going to be at the B side. I would imagine just going to go for the 3-man stack a little bit early on and then rotate everyone out. But maybe they're tired of this. Maybe they realize, okay, they got the op. We can just push towards A. We can rush it because there's only 2 players there to defend. They got 3 players all grouped up inside of apartments. And Envy still have 3 players towards B. If 100 Thieves hit within the next 15 seconds, I feel like they're going to hit a massive window here, and they're going in for it.
Ooh, it needed to be a double, but Ryan has kept things alive. He needs to just stay in this pit as long as possible. The flames won't force him out. Unfortunately, Jacob will, but he's given his team a chance. And they don't have much utility for the retake. A couple of smokes available for them. And it's Azza and Jacob. We mentioned Jacob's resurgence. Can he continue it in this round? He's got Azza alongside him, one of the most experienced players within this squad. Smoke going to be thrown down to leave Jacob blind. The nade does at least bring 1 player low. They've left it quite awkward, actually, because the smoke somewhat helps out Azza. But for Jacob, he can't see a thing. Completely smoked out. A shot missed, actually. I don't think he even realized where he's being shot from. It's the man above, Nifty. And he'll get there in the end. Defusal, a 9-6 half. But still a chance for 100 Thieves to bring this back.
Well, that definitely turned a little bit awkward, but we're going to have to head to a short break. When we come back, we'll see how the rest of this map will break down and find out if we're going to a 3rd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seemed I got juked a little bit on this one. I saw the match was going live, so I threw it straight in, expecting us to be underway. But it looks like maybe there's some technical issues going on one player's side, so hopefully that'll be sorted momentarily as we continue the road to Rio here in our second map between Team Envy and 100 Thieves. And well, as you can see at the top of the scoreboard, 100 Thieves currently do have the 1-0 lead. However, they are down at the end of the first half. And I'm Jason Captain, still joined by Tom Biz. We're covering all the action for you today. But this is our final match of the day. Still our matches going on across the board, though. We have, I believe, Liquid against Furia happening. But obviously, you don't want to watch that match. You want to watch this one, so stay here. And now I'm a little bit sad I can't see chat, but Tom can.
They asked for the round to be restarted because one of the players wasn't listening, so 3 of the players on Envy have bought nades instead of 2. So one of the players just doesn't have Kevlar now.
Okay.
Of course, that wasn't allowed.
We'll just sell it, you know?
Shut up.
Well, here we go. Team Envy, T side, second half, up 3 rounds. They're charging straight in towards the B side. And guess what, Tom? There's no one there to defend against us on the 100 Thieves side.
Definitely an interesting pistol round. I think Calyx, well, he was the man that they sort of said had bought the wrong nades. They have an extra smoke, I suppose, and they don't actually need the one that was meant to be thrown in to support Nifty on the other side. Now, there's actually no kit. So they have to move very quickly indeed, and they're currently stuck behind a smoke. Nifty actually gets caught. He's now in the middle of all of the CT side players. And Mihu just looking, finally realizing that, okay, there's nobody coming from this direction. We need to try and just kill off the remaining members. Mihu doing a fantastic job, gives them an opportunity. Ryan chimes in with another, but he needs 2 more. As already, we are going to see Granisfaction just starting that defusal. He doesn't have anyone to defend him, however. As JKS, there's nothing he can do here. The clock has ticked too far. It's why you like to see a kit in these sort of rounds. And Envy, they're going to get themselves the pistol.
That was such an awkward pistol round, seeing 100 Thieves rush down middle like that. Envy have no one stopping them at B. Poor Calyx, he had no clue what was going on. Gets flanked completely from behind, but they still take the round either way, and Envy off to the strong start to potentially pull off a nuke in a third and final map. Just remember what's at stake here. It's all about those points going towards the major. This is a 5th, 6th place match game. Cloud9 are currently waiting for their opponent in the 3rd place game. I believe it all comes down to the loser of Genji versus the winner of Liquid and Furia. I know it's a little bit complicated, but you can check that out over on the official sites.
Would it not just be the loser of...
It's the loser of Genji versus the winner of Liquid Furia, I thought. No, I don't know.
No, it's just the loser of the match that's currently going on the other stream.
Thank you, Tom. I can't do production and admin. It's not... And cast. I mean, I can barely cast, so it's tough enough for me. But so far, Envy have been able to get the 2 kills and not really much damage being done by the 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find a way that they get out of this without some tasty deagle shots. Azza is going to find one. Now, they've already heard one deag shoot on the A site. Liaz, he gets a single kill, but now JKS, well, he's left in a clutch situation once again. First shot goes his way, second will as well. It's left all onto me, who a single bullet to the face will do it, but he can't quite. It's a chest shot. Very nice try from JKS in the 1v3, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like many of those rounds have really gone the way of the 100 Thieves. They make this one costly. There'll be lots of SMGs bought up. On the CT side, well, all they can really afford is maybe a grenade or 2 or a P250, but they're just going to save a lot of it for the next round.
Still an expensive round, at least, for Envy. I mean, obviously, 100 Thieves did invest, you know, a lot into it, but they still got a lot of damage done. Oh, we can see the 2 MAC-10s looking to maybe earn some of that money back, and you can see the push down middle yet again. The nade does net them 1. Calyx trying to get the spray down. That's 2 players now dead. Even Moose gets dinked up down to 36 HP. But still, Envy will hold out with the 3 surviving players. 100 Thieves now going to be back on the bye, but it's currently 12-6.
Yeah, in a very good position now. It's going to have to be a long streak of rounds back from the Thieves if they are going to have a chance. Now, we did see them get 6 rounds in a row in the last map after going 5-2 down initially. It is surprising though that they haven't really been able to get too much done. It's been the players on Envy who've been the more clutch of the two, that's for sure. This is the round that really is so important for 100 Thieves. Their first buy. There may not be too many more if they don't manage to win this run. Jacob, JKS, looking to combine the incendiary. Ryan's already used his smoke to put out one. He can't do it with a second. They are looking to just take complete control of the banana. A deep smoke might make things a bit awkward for him as they do look now to try and get aggressive on that portion of the map. The T's, however, are starting to build into an A-site play, but if he goes down with nothing, well, it could be an issue. However, Ryan gets that first kill. He does not expect a second player, though.
AZR. Still have 3 players pushed in towards the A side, however, and you can see Liaz just tucked away inside of the pit. No smoke to block out that fire. Unfortunately, Azur's going to fall. Cal's going to rotate in from long. I think he spots out Liaz, but they're going to have the idea where he's in anyways. And Mihu again gets the kill, leaving things all on Jacob alone. I mean, this has to be a save, right?
Yeah, it's not been a good performance, really, from 100 Thieves. They're struggling by the looks of it. I expected this to be their map, but, well, it seems like Envy have been putting the work in. Every single one of their players is stepping up as well. It's interesting that the frag distribution of the whole match is actually still fairly close. I guess with a lot of backwards and forwards rounds in the early stages, but it's this second half, and both halves, in fact, with an early start. Both times they've managed to get the conversion rounds off the pistol, and both times they've managed to win the first buy round. It's left a very awkward spot for 100 Thieves each time. It is very difficult to win games like this. Even if you then trade rounds afterwards, it doesn't really matter because, what, you're 8, 9 rounds behind before you've even got that second buy on the board. And now we kind of look at what's left and, well, they're going to invest a bit into this one. Of course, max loss bonus is available in the next round, so they can put a little bit more money into this, but they basically need to steal one of these rounds away. Otherwise, it is going to have to be, what, like 10 rounds in a row?
Oh, nifty again. Big kill from them. Catches them on the B side, and we still see 3 players over towards shore today, but there's still going to be a tough battle ahead of them. Especially with Mihu hitting shots like that. Azur does get the connection, though, and saves the AK. Tries to get around the corner in time, and luckily he does, but Lias will be there still to potentially help him out. Azur goes for the re-peek. Moose might not expect him to be there. Maybe he can help equalize things a little bit, but still it's going to be the 4-on-2, and well, Moose, he's just going to back away, make sure they can hit this B side freely. It's going to be JKS from long range, but there's most certainly going to be a smoke to cover him off.
Oh, JKS trying his best to pull out a hero round, and Liaz is just left to try and save his gun. A fairly easy round in the end for Envy. There were definitely moments where it looked like things could go wrong, but as of right now, not so much. And in fact, Liaz might not even get to keep this gun. It's going to be on Moose, and yeah, the gun's gone. So we'll just come up to whatever they could buy into this next round, which is going to be good. They'll have the AWP, they'll have full utility, but that didn't work out for them last time. And as mentioned, if they want to win this in regulation, they now need to win 10 rounds in a row. Either way, it is going to be a pause called up. The CT side just taking a moment. They are, well, on the pretty much. It has not gone well. It's not necessarily been one player, like, particularly underperforming, but you have to remember in the last match, you had JKS with 19 kills in the first half, and in the second, Jacob had a huge step up. Even Gratisfaction managed to turn his game around from 5 kills up to 20 in the second half, but in this first half and second combined, actually, it's just been a decent performance from the majority of the side, and a lot of those close rounds just mentioned, they always seem to go the way of Envy. even in the pistol, for example, where they didn't even survive with any players. It was the bomb going off that won them the round. We're going to see some early presence now as they look to try and take control of Banana. Calyx battling with Jacob, and it'll be a victor for the T's once again, Jason.
Oh, the flash throw out of Az. They're looking for the peak, and unfortunately, he's going to fall to Calyx as well. Now I know there's going to be at least one more player towards B because of the flashbang that came through. JK on the op. Going to be unsuccessful so far. I think it's a leg shot into Nifty or something like that. Maybe through the wall, and even Grass Faction can't quite connect. And you know what, Tom? I think we're going to see that third map. Envy on 14, about to be on map point. And Liaz maybe just hoping to save the M4. At least be able to get that kill, but I don't know if you can save the hopes of 100 Thieves on this map.
Yeah, this T side has been utterly dominant, and they've had someone to like basically open up for them each round. We saw Mihu not too long ago. Ryan having a decent resurgence in the map. It's been a very good team performance from Envy, and sure, a lot of it was multi-frags from the individuals, but it's not been the same person having to drag them through kicking and screaming. They're going to look to hunt this gun down. I mean, even a trade with a couple of players would be worth it if they could just get rid of this final rifle, but there's not going to be a chance to. The kill from Liaz will at least allow him to keep that, but all that really gets is that he can drop one extra gun. And they still need, well, I guess 9 rounds technically, but that would just be to equalize.
Well, I kind of joked about overtime before when it came to Mirage. From what we already had happen today with our Complexity versus Dignitas match. The Grass Faction and Az are both being on the MP9. I'm not quite sure that overtime will be a possibility. Still see the early 3-man stack of 100 Thieves towards B. Rotate Nazar back towards the A site. Jacob just with the FAMAS. He will have a decent amount of utility to hold them back, however. Him and JKS together can delay this for, honestly, quite a long time. The big problem comes in towards the A site where they're lacking a lot of firepower. And Cal's just looking to push in. Spots out Jacob. Just going to back off instead, so maybe force out some utility. This is still going to be a tough round, though, for 100 Thieves period to take, especially if they head back towards A.
The one thing they've managed to keep in this round is utility. Moose just goes walking straight through the smoke, though, and that is a potential free gun. Of course, a little bit of a hesitation. Pick it up, but now they're just going to execute in towards this B site. A good crossfire available, as it just seems everything has gone wrong this time for Envy. Nifty somehow has managed to dodge a lot of bullets, but it's not going to last too long. The AWP will be retrieved, some AKs to boot, and well, if there was ever going to be a way to bring this game back, this would be the buy that does it.
Well, it would be a tough comeback, but I think we've seen 100 Thieves be able to do comebacks of the like before in the past. We still have to worry about Nifty on the AWP as they've been able to reforce back up completely. But 3 AKs at M4 and an op. And Grass Faction hasn't been quite impactful on the AWPs so far in this map. I mean, he actually was able to get the better of Nifty before with just the AK. Looks like Moose is going to push up in towards apartments. And actually, 100 Thieves is going to rotate a player away. So they're going to leave JKS as the sole defender on the B site. This read actually might come out perfect for 100 Thieves. Liaz, his position has been given up. Moose might look to actually push through the smoke here. And now it looks like the execute will come in towards the A site.
Gratis Faction defending with that AWP. There's so many players on this site for 100 Thieves that this should be impossible. They're still finding some trade kills. Nifty needed the close range shot, and Azza finally coming alive in this match. Will get a triple. 7 rounds the distance that they need to climb to get back to the 15-15 scoreline. That's a good start.
I just worry if the rounds do continue to go against them. If 100 Thieves get up to like 12, 13 rounds, will Envy just collapse on themselves? I mean, all they really have for Ryan in this round is just the Tech 9. Maybe a little bit of a quicker play could be what exactly Envy needs to get into our third map. A little bit of early nade damage coming through off the bat. And Grass Faction even going for the peek in towards middle, so a little bit of info gain Maybe expect some play over towards alt mid, especially in towards the window. And maybe he's actually been able to sneak out in towards boiler. No one's watching the angle directly. Oh, JKS and Grass Faction double up setup. They both get a kill at the exact same time. And that's what 100 Thieves needed to really put up a good defense here and stall things out.
A Moose than Ryan. I did like the small detail of Mihu being like walking on his teammate's head, so that the jump that he makes is silent into apartments. Fortunately, doesn't really make a difference. Moose 1v4. Of course, any heroics here would be nice. Maybe reduce the purchase that's available for 100 Thieves. Don't allow them to continue to string these rounds together. It's very easy to get ahead of yourself when you win 15. Moose. Oh, he's just going to try and kill off Gratisfaction. He's not going to be able to. There's a peeking out. Again, we see this man starting to come back into the game. And finally, they've actually managed to break the economy. It was a while to do it. 3 rounds in a row, in fact. But Envy don't have enough to buy this time.
I still feel like that's not really a terrible thing. Like, I almost feel like picking up the pace might catch 100 Thieves off guard, especially if they keep going for the 3-man stack towards Banana so early on within the rounds. Ooh. Oh, nice little jump boost across mid, but Grat can't quite hit the shot. I don't know. I feel like, again, like fast pace, maybe that's going to catch 100 Thieves off guard. Not sure if you have any thoughts about that in particular. Because all they need is that one round. Just like one person to go big. One person just to get 2-3 kills. Maybe just 2 on the entry.
I'm a big fan of like fast apartments plays. Here, they're trying to just put the pressure on Jacob. He has been someone they've been able to clear out quite regularly. But this time, he is going to win the battles versus the pistols. And you have to feel like the more confidence that's gained for 100 Thieves, the worse it's going to get. Double digits looking inevitable. Of course, plenty of money to continue reinvesting into these remaining guns. So, not a huge loss. They are going to get a 10th. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like some more apartments play. Like try and maybe do the sort of Fnatic smokes that completely leave the pit isolated. Try and clear out the player that's been in there. A lot of the time it's been Liaz. And then just have that opportunity to try and just fight from the pit. It's a good position to hold, especially for the CT side having an AWP. If you don't have control of pit, it can become quite awkward. Like you either get locked into the site or have to play very passive around the arch side. So that's something I quite like to see, but we'll see if it comes up.
Yeah, look at this angle Grass Faction was taking towards short. So aggressive. A great nade comes through. Probably gonna be the one to pay the price as they respond with their own grenade. Looks like they still want to push up here, and Incendiary Flash, it's really just forcing them back. It gets JKS back in a forward position, more importantly. And Jacob with another flashbang to potentially throw in. JKS, how does he hit that shot? Blinded up through a pixel. Man advantage back to 100 Thieves with a minute left to go.
Calyx going to try and get up around the edge of the smoke. His teammates in the meantime are going to try and back around onto Arch. Gratisfaction, I don't think he meant to step as loudly as he did. The bigger worry is the fact that they've actually managed to get quite far around into Arch. He's definitely aware, but he can't afford to miss this timing. Not spotting anybody out. That will be all the information he needs, or at least you think, as they're now going to put the pressure in, and Michu wins that shot. And now the rest of the team are looking to try and wrap back around. JKS, he's got everything left to do. He's got to be careful. Moose doesn't actually catch him, and that's going to be another kill for JKS. He even closes it out with a 4K. Somehow, some way, he wins them that round.
I thought that was over. The second Grass Faction falls. I'm like, oh, dear Lord. They can push him from CT. They can push him from B. If Moose didn't have a flash or whatever that was in his hands at that moment, that would have been it. And 100 Thieves stay alive for another round. Envy, again, no money for weapons, just the deagles, a little bit of utility here or there. And now 100 Thieves looking to get themselves onto a 12th round, but you can't depend on JKS to get a quad kill like that every single time. And Envy almost just tasting the victory here, tasting nuke, which probably tastes a lot like radiation and uranium. But still, to keep their chances alive, to get themselves that 5th place, the much needed ranking points going into the major.
Well, it looks like we're finally going to see that arch mid split. Plenty of deags and plenty of players who can use them. Satisfaction just trying to hold them back, but main pressure is going to come into his angle. Luckily, he's now got support. JKS coming in. Maybe doesn't need the support. In fact, JKS just waiting on the other side of the smoke. Even here's the shots tagging up Calyx. Unfortunate to say the least. Okay, 1 kill comes up, but it really does not matter. 15 and 12, it was your magic number that you mentioned, Jason. And Brian is typing some interesting things in the chat.
Do tell, Tom.
He typed .throw.
Ah, okay. It's that kind of game now today.
Of course, that is all humor, Freddie.
Yeah, it is humor. It is a joke.
Game.
Sarcasm. I think that kind of shows like some frustration maybe on the Envy side, considering how they just need that one last round, right? One more round to close it out. But I guess when the back's against the wall, as the 100 Thieves steal it away. So the overtime becoming more and more realistic at this rate. JKS can be forced off banana yet again. He's taking a lot of damage from that grenade, down to 44 HP, which causes Jacob to rotate to help him out. And then we've gone back to that slower kind of style. Nifty now. He's down to 27 as he trades with Liaz. And it feels like almost Envy are just hoping for that pick, right? That like one pick to get them into the site, to get them that man advantage, then to commit off of it.
Well, the worry as well is that it's not even been a particularly passive hold, at least in a lot of the early stages of the round from 100 Thieves, but they haven't been punished most of the time. They're also doing the same sort of strategy as we saw from Envy, leaving that solo player to defend on B, but JKS is now top of the board, joint top overall, in fact, with 21 kills to his name. In fact, looking at the leaderboard, you might even suspect that the CT side are in the lead, but it's not the case. JKS, surely this time, he's got to be screwed, but he does manage to catch one of the players trying to rotate in behind him. There is, however, a second. Bomb looking to be planted. Oh. He hits the shot and actually kills off Calyx as well. Now, Moose is still waiting. His position actually fairly valuable now, but with Ryan going down, he has to do it all. JKS, an absolute machine. They now know where Moose is, only 11 HP. He's going to have to hit an instant headshot onto one of these remaining players, and with the bomb not actually planted for his angle, he doesn't stand a chance. JKS survives that round, completely surrounded, 5 players pushing him, alone in the church, and somehow he's there to defuse the bomb at the end.
Well, Tom, as you said, he was on holy ground. I'm not, yeah, I completely agree. Like, how does he not die? The shot onto Calyx playing the bomb with the op, then the deagle, like, just making it more realistic than the big push-up banana as well. And we're going to see a timeout come in for Envy, and a much-needed timeout. And as you already pointed out, like, that 12 number, I feel like this is where Envy start to get really frustrated and really on themselves. And, I mean, it's not just them in general. I feel like a lot of teams get to this point where they just struggle to get that last round, to just get over that hump and get the map done. And sometimes...
pause.
Yeah. And sometimes, yeah, well, maybe it'll be here. I mean, they have the money to buy up. But all it takes is that one player, right? That one player just hit a couple of shots. That one player to pull a JKS. And then it could be them to close out at 16.
We almost have to feel as well that if they don't do it in regulation, it would now be 100 Thieves with the momentum. They have won 7 rounds in a row after losing 6. Well, I guess technically 7 as well, including the last round of the previous half. But those final two can definitely be tougher. Double up setup will continue. Gratisfaction already. It's going to start things off with a pick, and there's no opportunity for a trade. In fact, just using some utility to hold back this aggressive push. Could already see they're trying to pre-fire some of the positions that Liaz has been in previously. He was around apartments in one of the rounds in an elevated angle on the balcony, but this time he's firmly back in pit, and they don't even have a Molotov. So they can't clear him other than just killing him, shooting him. There's no Molotov to get him out of that spot, and that's going to make things so much tougher on this A-site take, especially with 4 players here.
Well, they've already shown it's been difficult to dislodge 1 player at the B site. How do they do it onto Liaz? Jacob, are they expecting to push out like this? He jumped? What? Why did he jump? He gets 1 at least, but...
Mouse wheel.
Now, Gratisfaction's going to miss the shot, and that 1 play going big. It might be Jacob jumping on Nifty with the 2K. Liaz, he's still staying alive in pit. Nifty's going to fall. Moose, now all alone against 2 with 28 seconds left to go. The rotation's coming out of JKS to help. Azers needs to survive for the rotation to come through, and he's going to fall. And the 1-on-1. JKS, he's behind Moose. Moose doesn't know he's over towards short. And that might have just saved the round for him. Plenty of insight. JKS going to wrap around the corner. Moose not looking at JKS. Is going to get the shots and the defuse. 15-14. And we're into the final round of regulation. But that was way too close for comfort. It came down to the team ace out of 100 Thieves.
He wins these.
Okay, you can't say it after the fact, Tom.
Well, it's more likely to
he
be
won
correct,
these.
Correct. I'm just on a slight delay. You know. So it was. I actually said it before. It's lagging.
I thought we're in the same Go TV.
Shh. Either way, 15-14. That is why spacebar jumpers are the best. For anybody wondering, yeah, you can't have that accidental mouse wheel. Ooh, nifty. See you later. Moose is a man of taste. He's bought some Julies, just with his extra cash, but oh, they need a hero. Like Nifty's already gone down. He was the man to really do a lot of the work in the early stages of the first half. His AWP was destroying anybody who came into contact with it, but it seems like a lot of players have fallen quiet, struggling versus the CT side. Street Gratisfaction continuing his reign of terror. 2nd kill already in this round, and a 3v5 needed, Jason. They're going to win this one.
Well, one upside is, if they do get these 2 kills cleanly towards the site, they do have 2 flashbangs to force JKS out of position. The rotation's going to take a long time to get here, but Jacob's there. JKS is going to miss that shot. Now the rotation's going to come through. Oh, Jacob just needs to stay alive. 40 seconds left to go. They're going to plant the bomb, but the 4-on-2 retake here for the CT side of 100 Thieves. And now it's the 2-on-3 as Calix connects onto Jacob, but Gratisfaction takes the op out of the hands, and Moose now to save the game here for Envy. He gets stinked up down to 11 HP. I'm not sure how he survives this. They're rushing straight into him, and there it is. We will have overtime between Envy and 100 Thieves. What was the scoreline? Like 15 to... what at one point? How many rounds did 100 Thieves take back?
It was 15-6.
Oh my god.
It was 9 rounds in a row. I know, because I initially said 10 if they wanted to win. And then when it hit 15, I said, okay, well, at least now it's only 9 to get to overtime. But yeah, 9 rounds in a row for the CT side. And the thing is, like, if you look at some more experienced teams that have been together longer, you can sort of look at this and go, okay, maybe they can reset. It's going to be tough for MB. They're a relatively new squad. Sure, they've been together a bit of time now, but they've also got a few lesser experienced players, especially lesser so than the guys on the other side. The sheer resilience, Gratisfaction, okay. Maybe trying to give them a bit of a handicap by walking through that Molotov. Then again, Mihu does exactly the same thing, and he gets shot by an AWP.
Well, money wasn't an issue before for Envy, which is getting the kills and winning the rounds. And that might continue here. Nifty looking to push up with the AWP. Jacob is just waiting. Look at this position. How can you expect him to be here if you're Nifty or Moose? And he actually peeks wide. He gets the first, gets the second as well. That's the bomb now down. Leave it all onto Calix and Ryan. Well, now all onto Ryan. And a 1-on-5. And he's not going to get the one kill. A flawless round for 100 Thieves. 16 to 15 now.
Oh, how does Jacob even win that battle? Oh dear. It seems like everything's going wrong at this point.
Is that 10 rounds straight now?
Yeah, you do have to worry as well. Like, if they didn't manage to come up with any ideas in the 9 attempts they had in regulation to win this, I don't know how they're going to manage to do it. They've matched Dignitas's 9-round or 9 map points, but then again, they did it all in a row. AWP is going to be back in the hands of Nifty. As mentioned, we haven't seen much from him recently. Ryan's starting to struggle a bit as well. I don't think he's had a kill in a long time, actually.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like,
I saw
I
someone
feel
in chat pointed out, and I just didn't want to mention it.
he was on 14. See, I almost want to say like first half, but that seems ridiculous.
I think I saw somewhere he died 9 rounds straight without a kill, and I would imagine maybe a kill in 10 now.
Yeah, that's not a stat I want to think about.
Yeah.
Team Ryan, let's go. But yeah, they need to find something here. JKS, he is going to be solo on the B site, but this has been the classic for them. Still having an incendiary and a smoke, and this is more of what I expected. Like, Nifty's strategy is a lot more all-in, whereas with the footsteps that can be heard, he can still use his utility to try and deny them the presence. Rotation already in from Jacob as well. The incendiary has gone down. You can see Azza very much expecting Moose to be here. Oh, he actually steps. That could be a possibility, especially now that the take has come in. JKS, though, still manages to pull ahead a second for him already, but the trade is there from Nifty. Jacob. Hear the plant coming, but can't do anything to deny it. And now the real worry is Moose. Moose is so well placed to try and stop anything happening in this round. He might not need to. Ryan does step up. You call him out and he comes up trumps. Finally, looking like they're going to break the streak as Granis Faction can't do anything this time. And after 10 rounds in a row, finally, MV managed to find a response.
I feel like people should pay us to talk about players like that because they seem to just step up the round after. But
Honestly,
finally,
this time I'm glad that happened, because it would be heartbreaking if he didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
you could do that one pro bono.
Yeah, that one, that was like a first time offer. Like, the first one's free.
A little bit of a taste, yeah.
Yeah. The sample.
Well, finally, it took, what, 11 rounds for MV to finally win one. But now they need to do it again. I do worry when we see 100 Thieves swap to the T side with everyone starting to finally hit shots. I mean, you had Azra on 2 kills for such a long time. It felt like, I mean, Jacob as well was on 2. There's a lot of players who just weren't hitting their shots. They've definitely woken up, and again, that Moose like flank, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was just the raw power of Ryan helping entry on the site. Even with JKS getting a nice double.
It looks like they're almost going for a retake setup, though, when it comes to this B site. But it's not going to be a hit in this direction. There's already a reasonable amount of information. The only worry is that they haven't been able to rotate players in this time. Still some utility available. Granis Faction with an incendiary, but as I mentioned before, a lot of the time your AWPer isn't really going to want to be throwing out too many nades. Liaz, though, that is a strong start, but he's burning. He doesn't even realize it has to peek out. And it's too little, too late. Granis Faction will catch one on the cross, and the spray is decent, but it's Granis Faction having to do everything here. Just hiding around in the smoke. He kills off one more, and that's enough for his team to win themselves the first half of OT. 17-16. Your golden number is 19, although I'm sure Jason's wonderful overlay is telling you just that.
Is it? Oh, it does. Hey.
So wait, in the last game, were you trying to work it out each time when it literally says it?
I was. I'm not used to this fancy HUD.
In the chat was just looking at it going, well, yeah, it says it there. Thanks, mate.
Don't worry. I'm sure enough people out there think I'm an idiot. But that crossfire, by the way, of Granis Faction Azra, I really like that angle they were taking, because Grat didn't have to worry about them coming out of apartments, since he had Azra there to watch it, and he can just focus on that sole position. But that was the first half of overtime. Now swapping some things over. 100 Thieves, 2 rounds to go. Envy, well, take 2 rounds to at least force another overtime. Calyx through the smoke again. I mean, this is what they did so well, I feel like, on the CT side, was that banana control. They were able to do a lot of early damage, time in and time out. And it has been a hell of a long time since 100 Thieves have played T-side on Inferno against Envy.
After the early banana control is successful, we see a switch up. Mihu's back in full force. Actually, 2 players trying to take banana. They don't really have much support here at all. Azza, does he expect Calyx in the corner? He does, but too little too late. And they've left the bomb in a pretty horrible spot for the remaining 2 players to go and retrieve. I believe it will be slightly out of view, or at least I hope it is. Oh, actually, that could have been spotted. I don't think Calyx quite peeked far enough. Even still, though, this is looking like an impossible round. JKS manages 1, but Jacob, well, might be the play of the day. It's not going to be, though. 17-17. MV returned to form once again on their CT side. And now both teams just in need of 2.
Well, 100 Thieves back to the run and gun kind of strategy. No op being invested into this round. And AV again going for the early 3-man hold towards banana. I feel like 100 Thieves should stop going that direction early on because they did take a lot of damage. I mean, Grass Faction, I believe, died right off the bat from that. This time, they're the ones actually to do the damage up against Envy. And we can see it's just Moose and Ryan to defend on the A site. So if they push through towards Art's side, or even just push in towards the site now, they are going to hit a window where Mihu's got to be rotated in extremely fast. And Jacob's going to lead the charge straight through. Moose, Ryan have a little bit of a crossfire. Ryan gets the first and the second. Moose comes in, and so does Mihu. And, well, that rush gets completely shut down. JKS alone against 4. Just 3 now. At least they're all in front of him. Unfortunately, can't get the angle on Calyx and Envy now. They have a minimum of a second overtime, but they can close out the match now, or at least the map now, and take us on a nuke here.
Well, this is their 10th map point. Not bad, right? Let's hope this is the one that works for them. It would be heartbreaking again if they don't manage to close this out after being so far in the lead, taking it to overtime, having a resurgence. Now, it's up to 100 Thieves, and they really struggled on that T side. A lot of it came down to when they finally did win a round, doing so much damage to the economy of Envy that, well, it didn't matter so much. But up against a fully fledged buy, they have been struggling. This AWP of Nifty has been strong, but it's mainly been in overtime, the crossfires that have been set up. Ryan coming back. We mentioned he was on 14 for a very long time. He's now up to 19, catching up with the rest of the squad. JKS has hit a 30 bomb. High average over the 2 maps. And, well, there's going to be a lot of early grenades. Nifty so close to death. Just 3 HP. I'm sure he was one of the main targets. But they still haven't gained banana control just yet.
Looks like they want to commit for it, though. Another Molotov being thrown in just to gain some extra ground. Grass Faction looking to lead the way. I mean, we'll see. Calyx actually rotate over towards the B site yet again. But I mean, Nifty on 3 health. All it takes is 1 Molotov, 1 grenade. 1 of anything in his direction, and he's going to fall. And maybe the B site defense will crumble as well.
Just the patience of the T side might be enough to force a rotation. It's going to be Nifty in place. He hits that first shot. Calyx over the top. It's looking like a third man for Jason as JKS is all that's left. He needs to ace it for them to win this one. Now he has time. A little bit of an awkward transition to try and get onto the bomb site. And in that moment, it's given Calyx an opportunity. But they're just waiting patiently. I like this, and they will close out the map. It is going to be a third and final to decide the difference between 5th and 6th, the difference in the